Tommy V in Michigan. He was on fire this morning.
Okay, thank you, Tommy V in Michigan. Yes, sir. If you share my prayers.
Tommy V's on. Yeah, we'll jump over there.
Tommy V doing great stuff over there.
Good afternoon, Ms. Abood Carroll. Are you here on federal home loan mortgage?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Yes, I'm here on behalf of the plaintiff.
I've advised Mr. Ash of his tenant's rights. He was here early. He's in his mobile headquarters right now. This is a mortgage foreclosure action. The mortgage foreclosure was actually last September 21st. It was a sheriff sale. The file number here is 24606LT, Federal Home Loan Mortgage versus Ernest O. Ash III. Attorney Elizabeth Abood Carroll is here for the plaintiff, and Mr. Ash is here. Mr. Ash, what's your position?
My house was never supposed to be for sale in the first place. They put me on a trial. I paid all three trials. They gave me a new payment. According to the bank over here in Three Rivers, I was still making payments up till February 1st. And then the second week of March, I get this paper in the mail saying I don't own my house anymore. They gave me a new payment in October after I paid the trials. And I paid it, and I was current up till February 1st. And went to the bank. They called the one lady. She said she was going to call me back at 2:00 that day because she had to talk to her supervisor, because she said they see there I was making payments, but they were saying that the house was sold at the same time. Well, I took that day off of work. Huh?
Which bank?
Fifth Third.
Which bank? Fifth Third?
Fifth Third.
In Three Rivers?
Yes.
Well, you need a lawyer. Your house has been sold. The ship has sailed. There was a sheriff sale on your house last September. And
yeah, but they never said nothing. Nobody ever said anything to me until September. Why buy a house in September and wait 7 months to tell somebody?
Well, they have to wait 180 days before they can file this action. So my guess is no payment has been made on this property in quite some time. But if they get what they ask for, you get 10 days to move out. Now, it won't be 10 days from today because I have to adjourn the matter. But if your contention is you've been making payments to the bank after the sheriff's sale, which was last September.
I've got papers about my bank account and papers saying that.
The other thing is, this wasn't the time to bring this up. At the 11th hour, at the 59th minute, you're very close to being evicted, where the sheriff comes and puts all your stuff out in the street.
Well, I told them that I told them that back in March, and they said, well, they'll write it down. And I never heard nothing else.
Well, you heard this. You got brought to court, and they're asking me to evict you from this property on Constantine Street.
I realize that.
All right. Well, legal aid is not here. I would suggest that you contact them, but I'm going to continue.
I just haven't been able to get hold of them.
I'll continue to try. I'm going to continue this, Ms. Abood Carroll. I'm not sure whether you'll be here or Ms. Plagani or one of the other members of the firm, but let me check the calendar for that day. I'm not here next Friday. So we're going to bump this to 10/15.
June 15th, Your Honor?
Friday. Yes, June 14th.
14th.
Yes, 15th is a Saturday. I don't want to be here then either. Mr. Ash, if they get what they ask for, you would have until June 24th to move out. Or the
That's it.
sheriff
I
will
don't have,
come and
I don't have
put your
anywhere to go.
stuff up.
I've been in this house for 22 years. I don't have anywhere to go.
Well, as you heard me tell the last lady, that's what these hearings are about. On the corner of, what's that side street, Liberty or one of those,
No, it's two houses down from Buck Street.
Buck Street. All right, I'm thinking of the wrong house.
Mhm.
All right. Well, anyway, this is serious business, drop dead serious business. There was a sheriff's sale. They posted it. They had a sale. They gave you notice. They posted it in the newspaper.
No, they didn't give me notice. I had no idea it was sold until I got them papers in the mail in March. Because I've been going back to the bank, and they called the mortgage company, and they kept saying everything's all right, everything's all right. So I didn't know anything until when I got them papers in March.
Well, they posted it on the house. I don't know. Now, when you say I talked to the bank, that's a nebulous thing. Was there a person you talked to?
Yeah,
Who was that person?
Ron White.
Well, this law firm, Orlans and Associates, is in Detroit, and Federal Home Loan Mortgage, Freddie Mac, not Fifth Third Bank, was asking to sell this house for a mortgage arrearage. I don't know how big it was. So a lot of your ability to contest this, the ship has sailed. So you strongly need legal advice or a moving van. But I'm going to continue this for 2 weeks rather than one. And these are very tragic. We had a ton of these back in 2009 when people were losing their mortgages left and right. We don't have as many as we did, but they're tough. You've been there most of your adult life. It's your house, but right now somebody else owns it and you're not making any payment. So you're living there for free. I suspect that the payments are substantially in arrears, which is why they went through the sale in the first place. So we will continue this for 2 weeks rather than one to June 14th at 10:15 a.m. Ms. Abood Carroll, what's your P number?
46304.
All right. Do you have anything to add to my discussion?
No, Your Honor. Thank
All
you.
right, Mr. Ash, keep calling legal aid, but if they get what they ask for, you're gonna have to move by June 24th. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
I told Casey Strong, that's what happens. If I call 1 minute before, they do it. If I call 25 minutes before, they forget. So we're still waiting for her. All right, thanks. Bye. That's always what happens. So I should know better, but I had some dead time, so I called to set it up, and then they always forget because they're busy. There's a lot going on there. She is in custody on a parole violation.
Parole or
Which
probation?
I believe it's parole.
Okay.
Yeah, parole violation, 2 days. So I don't know what that means. We're sort of at the mercy of what the parole board directs, and I don't know what it was she did that resulted in a violation either. So we'll find out. Well, as you do more of this, you're gonna get to deal with more and more Mr. Ash people that are losing their house. And
I've had a couple evictions after foreclosures in Kalamazoo County, and they are some of my least favorite.
well, and then they're like that. It's like, well, they don't do anything. You know, he got notice of a sheriff's sale and he said, well, he knew in March. And now it's almost June and he hasn't sought any legal advice and he hasn't made any payments and he hasn't prepared to move and they're tough. Yeah, back in 2009 and 10, we had 5 or 6 each landlord tenant day. Very often the people didn't show up.
Oof.
All right, here is the jail. Good afternoon, Miss McWaters. Can you hear me?
Yes.
right, this
Am I
is-
here on new charges?
No. I'm just gonna tell you, you're not in any trouble. This is Judge Middleton. You have a landlord tenant case, Andrea, and I saw yesterday morning that you were in jail. So I didn't want you to miss your landlord tenant hearing, so I asked the jail staff to bring you up. Okay?
I know, I gotta move my camper.
All right, well, let's talk about that. The title of this case is Centerville Mobile Home Park versus Andrea McWaters and any other occupants at Lot 50. You are here as a defendant in a landlord-tenant proceeding. You're not going to get jail or anything for this. It's just about your residency. You have a right to hire an attorney. If you cannot afford one, you can ask the legal aid or other counsel to help you. And I sent you that information how to contact legal aid. You have a right to have the matter heard here in St. Joseph County. You have a right to demand a jury trial. If you do that, you have to do it at this hearing and pay a $50 fee or advise the court in writing with a form MC-22 within 5 days of this hearing and pay the $50 fee unless the court grants you a waiver of the fee for your inability to pay. Your landlord has asked you to be evicted from a residential property because you haven't paid rent. You may be able to get assistance from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services, local coordinated agency, which is Community Action Agency, the Housing
Who's that?
Assessment and
Don't
Resource
know it.
Agency. Well, just a minute. That's Neighborhood Inc. or a Federal Help for Homeless Veterans program. We sent you that information too. You do not need a judgment against you to get help from the places listed above. A copy of the summons and complaint is sufficient. You may be able to reach an agreement with the landlord by going through mediation. If both parties are agreeable, the court can help set that up. You may be able to reach an agreement with the landlord that means the case gets dismissed. If so, the parties could file a conditional order of dismissal, and we would show you how to do that. So first of all, Ms. McWaters, I see that you're in jail on a parole violation. Have you seen Judge Stutzman or the parole board or anybody yet?
I'm waiting for Bobby.
All right, Bobby Joe Newland is your PO.
Yep, I'm waiting for her right now.
So you don't have an out date or anything?
I'm supposed to be leaving today.
All right. Now this has to do with what is on Lot 50. This is Attorney Casey Strong. She's here on behalf of the mobile home park. Casey, this is one of those weird, neither fish nor fowl cases. It's just a minute, just Ms. McWaters, just a minute. This rent is lot only?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so what you would be doing is evicting the mobile home off the lot.
That's correct. Your
Ms.
Honor.
McWaters, you said this is a camper?
Yeah,
You have a camper on this lot?
I live on my mom's property.
Well, your mom doesn't own the lot.
Yes, my mom owns her property.
No, it's in a mobile home park.
Uh-oh.
All right. So you claim that you own this lot?
Yes, my mom owns her property that I am living on.
Well, I think you're mistaken.
No,
Is this, all right, well, then you have a chance to establish that. What can you tell me about this, Ms. Strong?
Thank you, Your Honor. The current rent to retain possession is $4,592.64. There are court costs in the amount of $156.60 for a total outstanding possession balance of $4,794.24. That is composed of lot rent for lot 50. But since this is a first hearing and a pretrial, we can come back at the second hearing and have a discussion if there's any issue with ownership that's not to my knowledge.
All right, Ms. McWaters, why do you believe your mother owns this lot?
Judge Milton, I live in
Yes.
Three Rivers, Michigan. There's no lot.
All right, well, this is an eviction from the mobile home park in Centerville.
I don't live in Centerville.
Did you ever? Well, you said something about moving your trailer or your camper.
I've never lived in Centerville.
Does your daughter live there? That's who it was served to.
Oh,
and
my
that's
daughter's
your
14.
Okay, well, your name's on the lease, so this can be something that we discuss at the next hearing, or if you would like to reach out to me, if you get out prior to the next hearing, we can discuss it at that time as well.
I don't even know how my name.
All right, so you're talking about Michigan Avenue.
Yes.
No wonder we're not connecting.
Because that's the only property I live on. I've lived on that property since 2000. Oh God, forever.
Well, did you ever have a lease in Centerville?
Never.
Andrew McWaters and all other occupants.
Mhm.
It was served by attachment. So let me see if there's more than one Andrea McWaters.
Yeah, Your Honor, I see a note on the proof that says Andrea McWaters is in Heartland Nursing Home since March of 2023, and this was subserved to Heidi McWaters, the daughter living on the property. That's my understanding of the case.
And my aunt.
One more time.
So it's not even you.
Not me.
All right, so she's in Heartland. Well, disregard everything I told you, Andrea. It's not you. Let me see if I can find her in the system.
That's my cousin Heidi McWaters and my aunt.
Does your aunt
right.
have the same name as you?
Yes.
Okay, all right, there we go. You had me scared for a moment.
Because I'm like, what? Because if I have a trailer, how come I'm living in a camper?
Well, that's probably next, Andrea. You can't live in a trailer in Three Rivers. Andrea McWaters.
I'm moving in Milton.
What's your middle name, Andrea?
Nicole.
What?
Nicole.
All right, we are talking about Andrea Elizabeth McWaters.
We got the same first and last name, but not middle. So
all right, now that I gave you a heart attack and woke you up from your nap, good luck with. All right, good luck with your PO, Bobby Joe, and I'm sorry to have dragged you into this. All right, you're good to go. All right, so that was Andrea Nicole McWaters. And I believe we're talking about Andrea Elizabeth McWaters. And this property was posted by attachment, so we have to continue it.
Are we still using the June 14th date?
Yes.
Okay.
Will you keep this case or will it stay with the Blockus firm?
No, all my cases are coming with me.
Okay. Let's pick a time for this, June 14th. She didn't know. That's happened before.
You scared me.
Well, I scared her too. Once many years ago, let's go for 10:30.
Works for me.
In a criminal case, in a bad criminal case, criminal sexual conduct case, they brought the defendant over. He was represented by Ron Grubbs, and Doug Fisher was handling the hearing, my chief assistant. And Judge Noecker made a long ruling denying the motion to dismiss. And let's say the guy's name was Frank Smith, just as a made-up name. He finished the whole thing. It took him like 50 minutes to put his opinion on the record. And the guy raised his hand at the end and said, "What am I doing here?" He said,
Oh.
"My name is Joe Smith. You guys are talking about my brother."
Oh,
So Judge Noecker said, "I'm not going to do this all over again. Play the tape for the guy and tell him what my ruling was." So the wrong guy was sat, but he didn't tell anybody. Ron didn't realize he didn't have the right guy. And the guy sat through the whole thing until it was over and said, "Well, wait a minute, it wasn't me." So anyway, we struggled through that with a few stumbles. All right. Anyway, I will see you on June 14th at 10:30. It's unlikely that the other Andrea McWaters is going to be there. But this is one of those where what you're evicting is the trailer. And we've been struggling with this question, not just here in St. Joe County, but all over the state. Anyway, we'll struggle a little more on June 14th at 10:30.
all right. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, I'll see you then. Thank you. Try to get the right person here at the right time. All right.